the dignitaries and guests of the 32nd Convocation of Dr. Harisingh Gour Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, my very personal friend Padma Shri Professor R.C. Sobti, guest of honor of the Convocation, Shri K.L. Barwal ji, distinguished Chancellor of this university, my very committed and dedicated Vice Chancellor of the country, Dr. Nilima Gupta, my most favorite Vice Chancellor, honorable members of the University Executive Council, members of the Academic Council, Registrar of the University, all respected dignitaries of Sagar, journalist fraternity from print and electronic media, dear students who have been awarded with various medals and titles, and all the members of the university family. It gives me immense pleasure in addressing the august gathering on the occasion of this convocation ceremony of this glorious university. My dear students, the day belongs to you. And my first and foremost part of the convocation is to congratulate you. Congratulate you for your efforts, for your recognition, for your success, and give my best wishes to you for your very perspective, prosperous future careers in personal areas and professional areas. Congratulations to you all. I am grateful to Professor Nilima Gupta for giving me this opportunity to interact with you for a short while. We were looking for this opportunity for quite some time, but somehow the time kept on evading. Friends, in the last 20-25 years, I think I might have addressed 50 convocations, and a question came to my mind many a times, इसको दीक्षांत समारोह क्यों कहते हैं? So then I started looking for the difference between Shiksha and Diksha. I came across several definitions, but the best definition which I like is Shiksha prepares you for solution of the known problems. That is your examination system. But Diksha prepares you for the solution of unknown problems, which you don't have, which none of us know, but we hope we are preparing you for those unknown problems to be solved in life also. Because life will never tell you, problem will never tell you, I'm coming tomorrow morning, and it will come. And you will have to solve it. That's what the citizenship is, that's what the good citizens are, and we are preparing you for that. I hope the university has done you enough in that direction, because today it's not the content which is very important, it is the learnability of the content which you do not know is more important. That is why most of the prospective employers today do not believe in testing what you know. They believe in trying to find out, would you be able to learn something which none of us know so far? And that property you have to learn today while in the university, which is even more important than the content. I have to salute and appreciate the spirit of Dr. Harisingh Gour standing here, who is singularly responsible for creation of this university. If you look to his life sketch, I am sure most of you have read it, I think you will find very few parallels. And if you have to identify some properties, number one, it was a fine mixture of various subjects. He never confined to a single subject. Today we talk of multidisciplinarity, but look at any senior person in the earlier days, you will find them all multidisciplinary. Whether it was Jagdish Chandra Bose, whether it was Newton, whether it was C.V. Raman, whether it's Harisingh Gour, whosoever it is, they were multidisciplinary. So I would like you to feel, when we talk so much about multidisciplinarity in education, just look to the fact that these people could do great things because they were multidisciplinary. You cannot confine yourself to a single discipline, number one. Number two, ultimate aim has to be good of the society. Unless you have that aim, nothing works. I know when Professor Kalam came to our university, and one teacher wanted an autograph, he wrote, I still have that photocopy, he wrote, if you have integrity, nothing counts. If you do not have integrity, nothing counts. This country was known for its values. We never sacrificed our values. My good friend was talking about Bhagwan Ram, Bhagwan Krishna and all that. They all stood for values. And values are also contextual and temporal. It's not something permanent which is values. Values change with time, but change for the good. And we have to be changing in mind and be sure what are our values. I always remember an incident on such occasions. I went to then East Germany some 40 years ago for a keynote address. And when the Vice Chancellor was taking me around on the roads of the East Germany, many of these highways were built of stone. I said, Professor Fleischer, what have you done? Your car tires will go away very soon because your roads are not bitumen, but they are of the stone. He said, Professor Aggarwal, you are perfectly right, but we have intentionally done that. That increased my curiosity further. I said, why? He says, bitumen we have to get from USA, tires are made in our own country. So we don't mind replacing tires often, but save our foreign exchange. Now, whether it's a correct solution to the problem or not is not important. What is important is what is our objective, and is our solution correct within those objectives. And therefore, that is why we call, I was till recently chairman of the National Board of Accreditation, and we are focused on outcome-based education. But its content is important. But will that lead you to what you want to be? I give an example. If an architect asks me for a house, I need so much cement, so much stone, so much this, and I dump all that on the road, do you call it a house? No. House will become a house only when these things are put in a proper format, in proper perspective, in proper sequence, in proper quantity at proper times. And similarly, education is not a rubbish knowledge which has to go into your mind to be vomited at the examination hall. Knowledge is what you gather to learn to solve future things. And that is why we say outcome-based education. And a sentence which I have used maybe 10 times in convocations is, the present focus of education doesn't have to be कि मुझे क्या पढ़ाना है. It has to be मुझे बच्चे को क्या बनाना है. क्या पढ़ाना है is a teacher-centric education. क्या बनाना है is a student-centric education. And we have to do that. Friends, National Board of Accreditation, we were concentrating on outcome-based education, and somebody would say this, somebody will say that. And I remember when I was in Stanford University, they told me, Professor Aggarwal, we do not measure our performance by what our graduates are at the time of graduation. We measure our performance what they have become 20 years after graduation. Did we prepare them to succeed subsequently in life all the time? Another university told me even a more beautiful sentence. They said, sir, we test ourselves. Can we have one of our alumni within 25 years to be so important that we can invite him to address our convocation? That will be our measure of success. If we can do that, that's our success. And friends, why I'm trying to tell you this is, you have a lighthouse in the name of the university. If you are inspired by Dr. Harisingh Gour's life sketch, I think you would have achieved much more than all what is taught to you by way of formal syllabus. And if I were have the absolute authority, I would say, if a university produces one Harisingh Gour every 5 years, I will give him A+. Irrespective of anything else, because it's not the quantity which matters, it is the value which matters and which is important. I congratulate your university, particularly the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Nilima Gupta, for so many achievements of the university in a short span of time. You may be surprised, my dear students and teachers, I am not. because I know her and I expected it. And I was sure that she would do it. So it's not a surprise to me. It would have been a surprise if it would not have been done. And I'm very sure in the coming years, things will take much more swifter shape and will come much more positive things. Friends, in our education system, one thing which has crept in is too much focus on the answers. We believe we'll set the question paper as strong as I can. Our whole society is a rejection society. IAS का exam, 3 लाख में से 100. JEE का exam. We are rejection-based society. Actually, it has to be knowledge-based society. And therefore, it's not the questions which raise the bar of the society. It's not the answers which raise the bar of the society. It is the questions which raise the bar of the society. We have to encourage students asking questions. Today, we say lack of innovative research because we do not encourage our students to ask us questions. One professor from abroad told me, Professor Aggarwal, we are proud of your students who come here for PhD, but we take 6 months to change their attitude to ask their seniors questions which may be critical of the seniors also. See, in science, if you do not criticize what others have done and you keep on worshipping that, you will not advance. You will advance only and only when you learn to question and then sort the answer. I was reading the biography of a Nobel laureate physicist, Dr. Abi. When he was surrounded by media people and asked, whom will you give credit for your Nobel Prize? He says, my mother. The media people asked, is she a scientist? He says, no. He says, then how do you give her the credit for your Nobel Prize? He says, when other children of the locality used to go to the school and come back from the school, their mothers would ask, what did you learn at the school? My mother would ask, did you ask a good question from a teacher today? That was a standard question which my mother would ask me every day when I come back from the school. Therefore, to impress my mother, every evening I used to find a good question, which I could ask my teachers next day and thereby learn the answers to that. And that had made me an innovative researcher today for that level. Friends, following on, I read the psychologist's paper. He says a child of 2 years or 3 years old child asks about 73 questions per day. It looks mind-boggling to me, but then there's the research. 73 questions per day. And most of these questions will be trivial. Mama, why do you want me to wear the clothes? Why don't you allow me to go to the stairs? Why don't you allow me to touch the fire? Whatever. But 73 questions per day. And I am almost certain we do not allow a student to ask 73 questions from primary to PhD. And then we want innovation. And then we want creativity. We will have to change this and bring that to fruition. Friends, time is running out, so I'll have to stop just by saying 2 more sentences. Many a time we start saying he is lucky, therefore he got success. I quote Richard Bass, who said, if you are given a wish to do that work, you are also given the power to do that work. Now it is for you to use the power or not use the power. And again, the psychologist said there are 2 kinds of persons who are born in this world. One is who say I can, and others who say can I. And these 2 make the whole difference in the world. So I request my young students, always say I can. Do not question yourself, can I? And that will be my lecture to you. Friends, lastly, by virtue of the fact that I am here today on the invitation of your dynamic Vice Chancellor, I think I have become one of the gurus for the purpose, and therefore I have a habit of asking Guru Dakshina at the convocation, and I have a few expectations from you, which I'll read quickly. I wish you to understand that discomfort is the price of legendary. I wish you to understand that life is short, so today is the time to do big things. I wish you to understand that success is measured neither by what we take nor by what we get, just by what we give and who we become. I wish you to understand that your I can is exponentially more important than your IQ. I wish you to understand that leadership is less about a title and the size of your position and so much more about your mindset. I wish you to have much less ego and much more humility. Less being busy, more productivity. Less entertainment, more education. Less selfish, more selfless. I wish you to help create a world of victors versus victims, encouragers versus deniers, and dreamers versus destroyers. Because how high you fly is derived from how big you think, and how iconic you become is caused by how deeply you love. I wish you to remember that every giant leap for mankind resulting from a technological advance requires a commensurate step in the opposite direction, a counterweight to ground us in the humanity. Thank you very much and wish you all the very best. So much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your blessing and insightful convocation address.